This is Algebra 1, Lesson 80, and we're going to talk about operations with scientific notation. We're starting on page 326. Scientific notation is particularly useful in problems that require the multiplication or division of very large or very small numbers. If we have 4 million times 20 million, we can rewrite this as, here's where the decimal is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to move the decimal to there. So this is 4 times 10 to the 6, because the decimal is actually 6 places to the right, times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2 times 10 to the 7th. So when we're multiplying these, we can rewrite this, we can leave out the x, and rewrite it like this. Now when we're multiplying these are not binomials, and we're not going to do FOIL to solve this. We're going to solve this by multiplying the real numbers times each other, and then using the product rule, because we have the same base, and they are raised to different powers, so we are going, when we're multiplying, we're going to add the powers together, right? So we have 4 times 2, which is 8, times 10 to the 6th times 10 to the 7th is going to be 10 to the 13th, because 6 plus 7 is 13. And that's going to be your answer. Okay, let's try a little more complicated one. Write the numbers 0.003 times 10 to the negative 4 and 2 times 10 to the 20th in scientific notation, and then multiply. They are in scientific notation, but this is not the correct form, right? If we've got 0.003 times 10 to the negative 4, we actually want the decimal behind the 3. So we're going to move this decimal 1, 2, 3 more places. The decimal is actually to the left, so that means we're going to change this to 3 times 10. It's already at negative 4, and we're moving it 3 more places to the left. So this is now negative 7 times 2 times 10 to the 20th. Okay? So we're going to start by multiplying our real numbers, which in this case are 3 and 2. 3 times 2 is 6, times 10 to the, and we're going to add these together. 20 plus negative 7 is 13. Okay? It's not so hard. Okay, let's try this one. We have 0.00004 times 10 to the negative 5 times 700,000. So we need to put these both into the correct form of scientific notation. So we're going to move this guy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places over. So this is going to be 4 times 10 to the, it's already at negative 5, and we're moving it 5 more places. So this is going to be negative 10 times, here's 700,000. The decimal is here right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to move it 5 times. This is 7 times 10 to the 5th. Okay? 4 times 7 is 28 times, we have 10 to the negative 10 and 10 to the 5th. So when we add the powers together, we're going to get 10 to the negative 5. Okay, we're not quite done yet, because now our decimal is here, and we want our decimal to be here. So we're going to move it to the left one more time. So that'll be 2.8 times 10. Okay, our decimal is actually 1 to the left, so we're going to add 1 to this. So this is actually going to be negative 4 now. So 2.8 times 10 to the negative 4. To divide in scientific notation, we're going to divide the real numbers and subtract the powers of 10. Okay, so if we have 2 times 10 to the 7th over 4 times 10 to the 6th, We're going to start by dividing the real numbers. 2 divided by 4 is 1/2. So we have 0.5. And then we're going to subtract the powers of 10. So 10 to the 7th divided by 10 to the 6th, we subtract 7 minus 6, and we get 1. So now we have 0.5 times 10 to the 1. And of course, this is not the correct form. We need to move the decimal to the right 1 time. So this is going to equal 5. And since we're moving it 1, we're going to take away, we're going to subtract 1 power from 10. And that's going to be 10 to the 0, which of course just equals 1. So our answer here is 5. Okay, let's try this one. Divide 0.0016 by 400,000. Okay, let's start by writing them both into scientific notation. We've got 1, 2, 3. So we want this to be 1.6 times 10 to the negative 3 because we moved 3 to the right. And we're going to divide that by the decimals here right now. We're going to move it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 4 times 10 to the 5th. Okay, so now we have 1.6 divided by 4. Well, 16 divided by 4 is 4. And this is 1 decimal place over. So this is going to be 0.4 times 10 to the negative 3rd minus, well, divided by 10 to the 5th. So we're going to do negative 3 minus 5. So this is going to be 10 to the negative 8. This is not the correct form yet. We need to move this 1 over. So this will be 4 times, and we're actually going to, that means we're going to subtract another one, another power from here. So it'll be 4 times 10 to the negative 9. Okay, so far? Let's try a more complicated one. We have 0.06 times 10 to the 5th times 300,000 over 1,000 divided by 0.00009. What a mess. Okay, so let's write all this in the correct forms of scientific notation. So we're going to move this guy over 2. This will be 6 times 10. We moved it to the right, so we're going to subtract 2 from here. And that'll be 6 times 10 to the 3rd. Times, we're going to move this decimal over 5 times. 3 times 10 to the 5th. Divided by, we're moving this decimal over 3 times. 1 times 10 to the 3rd. Times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 9 times 10 to the negative 5. Okay? Let's multiply the tops and bottoms and simplify it that way. So we have 6 times 3 is 18. We have 10 to the 3rd and 10 to the 5th. So 3 times 5 is 8. 1 times 9 is 9. 3 plus negative 5 is negative 2. Okay? Now we're going to do the division. So 18 divided by 9 is 2. And 8 minus negative 2 is 10. So we end up with 2 plus 10 to the 10. Okay, let's try this one. We have 0.0007 times 10 to the negative 23rd times 4,000 times 10 to the 6th times 0.00004 times 7 million. So let's put all these in correct scientific notation. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 times 10, we're moving it to the right, so we're going to subtract 10 more from here. So that'll be minus 27. Times, we're going to move this one this way 3 times. So 4 times 10, we're going to add 3 more to here. So that'll be 9. Divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 times 10 to the negative 5 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7 times 10 to the 6th. Okay, let's multiply these and so we can simplify them. So 7 times 8 is 28 times 10 to the negative 27 times 10 to the 9th. So we're going to add these, and that will be, let's see, 27 minus 9 would be negative 18 over 4 times 7 is 28 times 10 to the, we have negative 5 plus 6, so that's just 1. Okay, now we're going to divide, and we're going to get 28 divided by 28 is 1 times 10 to the negative 18 minus 1. So this is negative 19. And that would be our answer. Okay, let's try this one. We're going to simplify 20 times 10 to the negative 45th times 400 times 10 to the 20 all over 100,000 times 0.0008 times 10 to the negative 15. So let's put these all into correct scientific notation. We're going to move this one to the left, so that's 2 times 10, and we're going to add 1 to here, so negative 44, times, we're going to move this one 2 to the left, so 4 times 10, and we're adding 2 to here, so this is 22, all over. This is going to move over 5 places. So 1 times 10 to the 5th times 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 times 10. We moved it 4 more to the right, so we're going to subtract 4 more from here. So this will be 10 to the negative 19. Okay, let's clean this up. On top we have 8 times 10. We're going to add our exponents. So that'll be negative 22 all over 1 times 8, which is 8, times 10. We're going to add our exponents, and that'll be minus 14. Okay, now we're going to divide. 8 divided by 8 is 1. So we have 1 times 10, and we're going to have negative 22 minus negative 14. So that's the same as negative 2 plus 18, which is going to be negative 8. And that's going to be your answer. Okay? Try these. They might look a little complicated, but I don't think you'll have any trouble with them. Try your practice problems and do your homework. Thank you very much.